Hello guys and welcome back to Galactic Ruler. So I've learned some stuff since the last time I played, namely that these colonies, they do not need multiple orbital storages, and I know how to interact with planetary storages now. I spoke with Chris, and the number at the top right here is the important thing. So if I'm looking at this colony right here, if I have one orbital storage somewhere, say in the middle here, then it will provide, the resource storage and accessibility to every moon that is within its territory drawing here. So now I know that if I also have a planetary storage, and I guess I didn't look down here when I went around deleting all the excess ones. I have a planetary one, yeah. I don't need the orbital storage that I put here. So orbital... Oh, I'm not... Wait, what the hell? Shipyard? I guess I just, oh, well, yeah, I didn't put one here at all. That's right, because I was just going to colonize this. And so I figured it wouldn't need it until then. So I just started building a second shipyard on each of these so that I could produce more of my own stuff. All right, so I finished another research here. I got the improved ship hulls, so that's going to allow me to research now stellar cargo ships, which will allow me to get stellar transports and lead to the interstellar colony ships. We are still making planetary colony ships for our home system, and we just finished surveying an entire system. I just got an achievement for that, which is weird because I've already done that. And that is over here, is where we just did this. So I'm going to send this guy over to Daugawa. I'm going to send him over there, and hopefully he gets the memo. I'm very... Oh, wait. Oh, I think he's already there. Yeah, alright, cool. So he's here now. I'm always very uncertain about that, about sending these guys here. There's nothing here to survey. Survey ship is en route. I don't think that really, it doesn't really do anything for you. There's just a star here. This is a big empty place. Okay, I think I already knew that in that case. So we got one exploring this system then. So this is a dead end in my spiral with my current FTL range. In that case, I don't know what all these fucking symbols mean. Explored is what that means. Visited. Oh, okay. What are these little pictures supposed to be? An alien, like a UFO type thing. I guess, yeah, this is... Well, no, this counts as explored too. So yeah, I've already done this. Don't know why I'm just getting an achievement right now, but... This one's explored. This one's explored. This one's visited. I have... survey ships and all the visited ones except this one, because this one has like a massive asteroid field. Haven't even been over here, so I guess I'll shoot you over that way. Yeah, because we need someone to head over there, because we're otherwise at dead ends with our current range. We're gonna need more range before we can go any further, and I've queued up quantum computers and calculations, which both give some research efficiency. One of these leads to a bunch of different ships and new buildings that I can make. And the other one leads to charge and range improvements. 25% more travel range. Power output multiplier. Energy field converter. Space beam defense values. Really? So I have to go down space beams and power generation in order to get the FTL travel range up. Well, this is definitely going to be necessary to get a better FTL travel range. I won't queue all that up right now because we just have to see how this stuff goes to begin with. I have a lot to work with already for colonization and whatnot, and that's still going to be a priority no matter what. However, I might need to pause something to pull that off because quantum data buffers will be done before the stellar cargo ships that will lead to the interstellar colony ships. With those power production buffs, eventually we're going to reach a point where we have all these power plants and whatnot, and we'll finally have enough, and then we'll get this massive buff that will probably arrive at such a time where we will not have exploited everything anyway, especially in terms of setting up proper supply chains. Yet it will end up being more than enough, because if we had like a 25% bonus right now, that would be pretty massive. It would get us almost all the way to where we need to go. But we'll still need to be building for a while. As things finish up, we're currently at 3.2... What units? What are these units? Million? Energy? Whatever units this is. megawatts, I guess. 31 currently building, in construction. Active is 144. This is going to lead us to having 175 currently. And, oh gosh, what are all the buttons here? We are staying at that 4% unemployment. It's not really going underneath that, which is weird. So I don't really know what affects that, but I do know we're going to be getting a lot of colony ships that will be moving population from here to other planets as time goes on. And so that won't remain high. I don't really know the importance of it, yes, in this game, but I think I'm going to start queuing up some more here. Finished goods and all that stuff, the merchant AI is keeping us really fine on, but I do want to aim for that energy efficiency. And I have resources, so why not? I mean, we're not even pushing full production on ore or agriculture. We're pushing it on goods, but you need energy to make goods, so before I invest into more goods, you know, we want to really go for that energy. And energy is opportunity, of course it is, because every single species is going to be low on energy. And I don't really know how good the AI is at getting positive on resources. In Supreme Ruler, they're fucking terrible at it, but they have more resources to deal with. Maybe if everyone knows they just need power plants, then maybe that would make them better. But I'm going to make some more. 1, 2, 3. Oh, only 2. Okay, that's 29 more finishing as we speak. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Are there any more on roads? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There you go. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There you go. 50 total building, right? We just finished a whole set of like 25 that was building. I'm kind of just building in one area right now as is. The supply in this region is not entirely the greatest. If I turn on the, where is it? Supply levels. This is where it is greatest though, because right here we have the capital city, which I did successfully build that air base on. And now I just saw it tick up to like 100. Yep, this is a 100% supply point. So everything connecting onto this via road has really good access to supply, or via rail. But as you see, that only connects so far. Up here where I'm building, yeah, right now, well, maybe if I look somewhere else, it doesn't connect too well all the way up here. There are a lot of areas over here that could definitely benefit. However, alright, you know something I'm noticing is they kept the dollar symbol here from Supreme Ruler despite the fact that there is no money. Why show maintenance if there is no maintenance? I don't know if this takes any goods to maintain, but one thing I'm noticing, and probably the whole reason why we have, I wouldn't say entirely roads. Apparently, we do have some stretch of rails somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure where that is. Yeah, I don't know. I've looked all over this planet to try to find where the rail lines are that supposedly exist, but I don't really see any. But let's say we went ahead here and... So this is what a rail line looks like. Let's see here. You know, it was really handy, and I think I went ahead and found some rails here. This doesn't look like a rail, but I think these are the rails that are actually built. In Supreme Ruler Ultimate in 2030, they have an indicator in the land tab to tell you, when you click on a hex, what forms of transportation are built there. Because you can overlap transportation to benefit from the benefits. But realistically, in this game, I don't actually understand why you would want rails unless you were using towed units, if there's no maintenance on any of them. And then the fact that it starts you out with any rails at all is almost a little confusing. At that point, I feel like this game should just be merging the roads and rails into one single transport type. Realistically, the only reason they didn't is because that would take time and effort and money, and they didn't want to spend that. But I guess we could just draw roads pretty much without consequence here. So I can say, connect all this into a little hub so that these things are better connected, for example. And then I can draw this to connect up here and go through this so that it would be better connected to supply. I could do the same thing right here. And there you go. Usually I would use rails for this because they're cheaper. But again... Oh, here you go. They do still have the indicator. It's just annoyingly... Oh, no, it's not what I thought it was. Damn. Wait, what? Transportation infrastructure. Unit... What the fuck? Whoa. Huh? Recon department. Survey destroyed. What did you do? Run into the star? How are you destroyed? I don't know. Did you run out of fuel? Where is this? I don't know why this thing just died. Based on the information I'm being given, I feel like it just went into the star or something. I don't know if that's a thing. But I'm now down one survey, and this is not fully explored. And it looks like our spiral keeps going this way. So that's cool. Hopefully what I have here... Are you... What the hell? Destination. You have a destination? You do. Go survey, please. I don't know if he's been idling the whole time. It looks like he like just arrived there recently. I've had the game going at a pretty slow speed. Hey, look, this has a little bar that progresses. Yeah, I don't know what just happened there. I don't know why that happened. We just lost a guy for some reason. I don't see anybody there that could have killed him. So that's really strange. But the planetary colony ships are coming along. We are building the 2 additional orbital shipyards here, which will help. I guess I should throw a couple of surveys in here, because they can just, I don't know, spontaneously explode. I don't really know what to make of that. I'll go ahead and just throw 2 more into the queue. It'll make these after these other things, I think, and that should be fine. Well, that's weird. But yeah, talking about roads and rails, I don't know, I guess this means that this is building, and that's why this is actually telling me that there's infrastructure there. Because, again, I feel like there's not a lot of difference between roads and rails. It would be a pain in the ass to actually trace over everything in this place with rails, but at the same time, I don't use mechanized, or, well, no, towed units. I use entirely motorized mechanized units. So maybe what I might do for simplicity, because I'm not really going to use the rails at all, is I just go find where that rail line was again, right here. And then I just delete all the transport infrastructure so I have no rails, and then I just don't have to worry about it at all, giving me a headache. And then if I ever actually need rails, then I can worry about it then. I think that's what I'll do. Alright, this was in fact all the rail lines on this entire planet. Good to know. There are no other rail lines on this planet. So that's simple and easy to keep track of then. I'll definitely expand my network here. I think that would definitely be useful. Some roads that could be built are pretty obvious here to say. Here makes sense. Connecting towns and cities is just kind of like an obvious place to start. Further roads could be built later, but are not entirely necessary. They could be built to connect actual supply hubs and whatnot, and that, I mean, that's the literal best way to make these sorts of things. So this is an interesting little area here. I guess I'd want to just connect in a mostly straight line to right about there. Can't actually be straight. There's certain places that could benefit from having, say, bridges, for example. Bridges would be more money in Supreme Ruler, but I guess they don't really matter here. I'm just amazed that some of these places like aren't connected to anything at all. And so I want to try to connect them. But, oh boy, this is still just the same clunky road builders Supreme Ruler has. Let's keep going like so until we get around here. Connect like that. We could make a little diversion there just for the hell of it. Definitely getting this stuff connected makes sense. Connecting this over here would be simple and easy. It does cost materials to make this stuff, but not a lot. So there's not really any cost factor to worry about here. This right here could be a little bit better connected, so I think I'll go ahead and connect it like so. I don't really think this is necessary, but again, if it's all free, what's the point of not doing it exactly? And then you could connect even further, making little grids. Usually in Supreme Ruler, I wouldn't do this because, you know, maintenance. Not having maintenance really opens up opportunities a little. But again, I don't want to get too excessive. I'm just trying to connect things like a basic amount here, just so we have a network that we can actually use as transport, for example. Now, here's something I've been trying to like build up to right here, is this. This is a very weird location. So let's build out, let's say, to there. Might want to go a little bit further. And then we can connect like this, but we have another thing that would want to connect up here. And it could be like a dual highway kind of thing, but realistically, I think I'll just take this. It's not exactly centered, but it doesn't exactly need to be. If I go in a straight line, we could make like a little cross intersection. I like city builders, so I like building roads. This little continent here is pretty well connected. Again, some sort of bridge here could be useful. A place where there's less bridge is usually for the best, because less bridges means less opportunity for things to be destroyed. This is probably the best I can do for minimal bridges. Yeah, you see the bridge there having to build separately. It's like it's a building that's unique and separate. And then this can just connect right up this way, like so. I'm just trying to take maybe one continent at a time, I guess. I'm letting time go by slowly in the background as well. And I can just head right down here with this. And I could also head right up here with this. And then there you go. Nice little grids. And this leads over into what is kind of like the main continent. And it could house a bridge. But again, you want to avoid bridges usually in Supreme Ruler, because bridges can be destroyed and roads cannot. Let's connect that. That's pretty simple. Nice straight line. And get some connection going around here with no bridges. This can definitely connect. Oh, this is kind of strange, isn't it? That can connect in a straight line. All right, cool. This can go in a straight line. These, what are these? Like sand tiles? These beach tiles are not actually that problematic to work with. Oh, hey, and while I've been working, let's pause. First colony ship built. If we truly wish to become a dominant power of this galaxy, we need to expand. Our colony ship will allow us to spread our civilization to other worlds. We need to find a world that has both a landable surface and a breathable atmosphere. We may need to send an engineer as well if we tend to establish an orbital station above it. Since colony ships are unarmed, assigning an escort may be necessary if we travel in potentially hostile territory. Okay. So we have this colony ship chilling. I don't know how this works with like person. It's got cargo. Maybe that's the amount of population it can carry. I'm not really sure. I'm going to take our new colony ship and I'm going to tell it to colonize the moon. We might as well prioritize something we will have full control over because, you know, everything else being a colony to be what it is. So they're recommending that I put it right there. I mean, that's not a terrible location. I feel like this system is more so the AI ends up knowing where to put stuff, but let's take a look at the resources. Energy's pretty spread out, but pretty barren. There's not a lot, but it's fine because it will share energy resources with our main planet. Agriculture's everywhere, and it produces by itself if this is anything like Supreme Ruler. There's metal ore right next to here. I mean, it's pretty not bad. We don't really need a navy on this moon. As you can see, there's just a couple of lakes, really. So that will simplify any of that. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I think, you know, I like these more centered open plains that have the forests all around as well. But this could be pretty fortifiable given the thinness, you know, mountains to the north, the water just nearby. Yeah, it could be pretty defensible if anything ever lands here, which I feel like maybe I have to be bad at the game for that to ever come to be. But sure, yeah, why not? I guess right there, colony ship is en route. Let's see what it's like to colonize our first planet. Let's just speed it up to max. The colony ships move very, very slowly, unfortunately. But here it goes. Let me see. I wrote down this number a moment ago, but it's already kind of changed. 787, it's actually gone up. 865, 856. What the hell? 865, 856. It's gone up 100,000 million. 400,000 since I last looked at it just before setting this out. I'm just curious to see like how that works. Oh. Okay. Oh. 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 Well then. I was not expecting this. It actually formed a colony out of this, so I don't get direct control over my own moons if they're colonized. So there is a colony ship that landed. It made a spaceport. If I remember correctly, the spaceport is like the orbital storage. Facilities, spaceport, trade with other factions. Yeah. Okay, so this formed an entirely new colony. I thought I would have direct control over this. I don't get direct control over this. Well, that's unfortunate then. I guess what you would really want for a location that is connected to you, like a moon, you would want it to be not colonizable, or you would just want to avoid colonizing it. It only brought 420 population with it. 420. Can I see that reflected in these numbers? It might have been reflected earlier. It's such an insignificant amount of population. Well, that's crazy then, because I guess I just don't really get control over it. Oh, that's so sad. We want to set up these governor things then. And let's see. I'm going to try to match what I'd set up on the other colony I plan on having. It's a shame we can't directly control this, but I guess it is what it is. Trade technologies. Yeah, no, that's not something we want to do. Maybe I might just... Can I just empty this out or something? Manual focus. Yeah, let me just empty this out and I'll go at it one by one. So I know I want the exports. Definitely want the exports. I want the pure science text. Where does that come in? Research. Pure science text. Reduce research efforts though, because I'm going to supply you with most shit. Where can I set that? Reduce research efforts. I don't know where that is. I found it. I had just gone over it. I think it looks like over here... I don't remember doing this, but I might have done this on accident. They have research infrastructure text. I guess, like, I understand, but I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm not exactly sure why I put that there. And so that means, well, this colony is going to be better off because I already built a bunch of stuff there with my own resources. We need to get it all set up with a research cooperation. Yes. And we already have galactic cooperation, mutual defense. That was the other one. So trade those over. I guess I don't really know what it should have. Should it have orbital shipyards? I don't even know. It's like a unique colony at this point. So maybe that's not even worthwhile for it to have. It's got a defense platform. It's got that orbital sensor array, which I guess is, you know, still fine for now. It can finish that orbital shipyard. The problem is that it's not gonna have the resources anymore because it's a unique colony now. At least by default, it's not gonna have the resources unless I send it the resources. So that kind of defeats the purpose of me having been building that. I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna scrap the second orbital shipyard I was making. I'm gonna scrap the sensor array. This will allow it to have at least some resources to start. I don't really know how the colonies are gonna handle themselves. Because, I mean, they're going to try to build things. They're going to try to do things. I don't know how well they automate. When I tried this game a long time ago, I found they needed a little bit of a kick to really start doing things. So I guess this one just gets to benefit from me having given it some stuff to begin with, such as an orbital shipyard. I could probably order every single one of these to have an orbital shipyard be built. How quickly that is built, I guess, is really dependent. Because I would need to transfer resources. And you know what I realized? I realized I was going to send resources And for that, I wanted a civilian trade ship to actually directly move the resources, but I'm forgetting merchant AI, I can just send them resources. Although this seems to be bugged, at least the display is. That's weird. It's showing the same amount of goods owned on either side. I don't know why. And I know that my values are not 0 tons and not making enough finished goods. I think it's only, I don't understand this. What the hell? I think this is bugged. I think this is a bug, definitely, for sure. I can go ahead and send some resources, though. I just have to look at how much. So we have 100,000 million, 65 million finished goods is what we have. And it seems to know that, even though the display is broken. Given Galactic Ruler's obsolescence, I think is the word, I don't expect them to really do a lot about this. I can send them like 1 million finished goods so that they can build stuff and then request nothing in return. There you go. And then the merchant AI should actually just transport that for me, meaning I don't need civilian trade ships, really. Assuming this works. And I could also probably do the same thing over here and send these guys a similar amount. Finished goods shows completely strangely. But I'll send somewhere around 1 million. Request nothing back. I will go ahead and try to make it 1-to-1. I'll at least build a single, where is it, shipyard here, just to guarantee that they have that building. I want to see what the colony does in terms of self-production, just like as a starter, regardless. So look at this. This means, yeah, like any colony that has access to like multiple plants and whatnot is going to have a little bit of an advantage over me at the end of the day. This is building an orbital storage, so I don't really know if it's capable of trading, but I could still try. I'm going to go ahead and send it 1 million. There you go. 1 million industrial goods. I mean, I think it kind of needs the storage just as like a base, right? And this only builds the station by default. Yeah. Well, we could go over to this one and also send roughly 1 million finished goods here so that it can continue building as well. This is a weird one because this one is not a colony. This is just kind of like something that will build a bunch of resource exploitation. So I'm not really sure if I want to build a shipyard on any of these. This would definitely be where resource exploitation goes. These other ones I'm not so sure about. If I do build one, I could build one around one of the moons, because the moons don't have any resources. This one's barren, this one's barren. Yeah, no atmosphere. If they do have any resources, it would be down here. Yeah, very little though. Maybe to give it, I don't know, a little bit of room to do something with. Around the first moon, I'll go ahead and build a shipyard, just so that it has some capability to do stuff like that. This one is also, like, it's weird because it's just a lava planet, which would be mostly for resources. I don't know. Again, I don't know if these sorts of planets here, these colonies, should have any production at all. Yeah, you know what? They probably shouldn't, because thinking about it, where are they going to get the resources ever to build anything if not from me? So, facilities. I need to switch to you. Facilities, orbital shipyard, we will cancel that construction. If it's gonna have a colony, then sure, I'll give it some shipbuilding, because it could actually sustain that in the long run. But everything else, no, I guess there's no point. And then, so this as well definitely needs some finished goods. We can go ahead and set, what the fuck? Oh, hello, I'm the wrong thing. I'm one of my colonies on accident. I need to be myself and send roughly 1 million, the same amount to everybody, request nothing, 1 million finished goods, and hopefully those trades go through. Transport incoming, yeah, so the merchant AI is going to do that. But, okay, so the ones that do not have an orbital storage, those ones are not receiving any of the goods. So, okay. The only two of these that don't have a storage are Misuthia and Zeno, so I guess I'll just make a mental note that they still need some resources in the future, and I'll get that sent to them just in the background. But for now, we have a nice full episode, so I'm going to call this recording here. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.